Chiefs Kingdom, welcome back to the channel where we bleed red and gold. It's September 9th, 2025, and after that gut-wrenching 27-21 season opening loss to the Chargers in Brazil, is this the wake-up call Patrick Mahomes and the boys needed to chase a historic three-peat? Or are the dynasty cracks finally showing? Mahomes was Superman with his legs, extending plays like only he can, but Justin Herbert straight-up outdueled him in Sao Paulo. With Super Bowl LIX still stinging from last year's Eagles rematch, can Andy Reid's squad rebound and reclaim the throne? We're unpacking the chaos from Week 1, the latest buzz, and why I'm still all in on this team. If you're riding this roller coaster, hit like and subscribe. Let's turn this frown upside down, Chiefs fans. Alright fam, let's dive into the hottest Chiefs news straight from the trenches of Week 1 fallout and beyond. First up, huge shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs for locking in YouTube as the official presenting sponsor of their 2025 kickoff campaign. Announced just before the Brazil showdown, this partnership supercharged the global hype. YouTube streamed the entire game live, racking up millions of views and exclusive behind-the-scenes content from Mahomes' pre-game rituals to Reid's sideline pep talks. As per the Chiefs' official release, it's all about elevating fan engagement worldwide, especially with that international flair in Sao Paulo. Andy Reid hyped it in his post-game presser. YouTube brought the kingdom to Brazil, felt like Arrowhead was right there. I'm loving this. It means more vlogs, fan Q&As, and highlight reels dropping daily. If you missed the full game on their channel, go binge it now. That Mahomes scramble for the pylon TD? Chef's kiss. This deal isn't just buzz. It's fueling the machine for a redemption tour. Shifting to the heart of the offense, offensive coordinator Matt Nagy was straight fire in his September 1st press conference, showering praise on Patrick Mahomes as a leader in every way possible. Nagy broke it down. Pat leads on the field with his precision, in the locker room with his work ethic, and off it by setting the tone post-loss. Coming off that Brazil heartbreaker where Mahomes threw for 285 yards and ran for 65 including that game-tying scramble, and Nagy emphasized Mahomes' mindset. He wants to be great every snap. In the clip from Chiefs.com, Nagy highlighted how Mahomes rallied the huddle after Xavier Worthy's early injury, turning potential panic into poise. But he didn't hold back on the fixes. We need better protection up front. Pat can't do it all with his feet. Enthusiastic take? This is vintage Mahomes. The guy's a three-time MVP for a reason. Week 1 was rough, but Nagy's got the playbook dialed for explosiveness. If they clean up the turnovers Mahomes had that near INT late, watch out. Now, the good vibes. Wide receiver Hollywood Brown is feeling 100% recovered and ready to erupt. After battling that sternoclavicular injury from last preseason that lingered into training camp, Brown looked sharp in Brazil, hauling in 5 catches for 78 yards, including a 32-yard dagger that set up a score. Post-game, he told ESPN, "I've been waiting 13 months for this, locked in with Pat, feeling like my best self." Nagy echoed in media sessions, "Hollywood's timing with Mahomes is clicking. His speed stretches the field." Remember, Brown was a key offseason add, and despite the cautious ramp-up to avoid disaster, he's now leading the NFL in yards after catch among WRs after Week 1 precise stats. My commentary? This dude's a burner. His routes had Chargers DBs twisted. With Rashee Rice back and healthy, Brown's full health means the receiving core is no longer a question mark. Pumped for his breakout. He's got Pro Bowl written all over him. But let's keep it real. Analyst takes are buzzing with concern. ESPN's latest 2025 playoff simulation has the Chiefs shockingly missing the postseason at 9-8, citing lingering questions in the secondary as the Achilles heel. In the Brazil loss, Herbert carved up the back end for 318 yards, exposing depth issues post-Snead and Reid departures. Puff graded the secondary a dismal 58.2. Yahoo Sports notes 4 big questions for 2025, with the DB room topping the list. Can Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie hold without elite help? Critics like Jeff Reinbold on Sky Sports called the Chiefs vulnerable after Week 1 sloppiness. Ouch, but fair. That secondary meltdown let Ladd McConkey and Keenan Allen feast. Still, Spagnuolo's schemes adapt. Don't count him out yet. Finally, flashing back to preseason previews that feel prophetic, rookie DT Omar Norman-Lott was the talk of camp before that ankle tweak versus the Seahawks in August. The second-round stud out of Michigan flashed disruptive potential, notching 2 sacks in joint practices and drawing Reed's praise. Omar's quick hands and motor, he's Chris Jones 2.0. In media sessions on FOX4's Huddle Show, Norman-Lott said, "Excited to contribute. My first 4 months have been a whirlwind, but I'm ready to dominate." He sat week 1 as a precaution, but insiders say he's day-to-day for week 2 versus the Ravens. Preseason tape showed him stuffing runs like a vet. If he returns, that interior pressure could mask secondary woes. Chiefs fans, this kid's a steal. His injury dented the D-line gamble, but the upside? Massive. Expanded details for pacing. On the YouTube deal, it's not just streaming. They've got interactive fan zones in the app, with Mahomes' challenges going viral. Over 5 million watch live per Nielsen. Nagy's full conference. He dissected film. Pats off script magic saved us, but we gotta protect better. O-line allowed 4 pressures. Brown anecdote. In camp, he torched secondaries for 150 yards in scrimmages. His recovery from surgery was textbook, per Team Docs. Simulations deep dive. ESPN ran 10,000 sims. Chiefs missed in 42%, thanks to AFC West dogfight with Chargers surging. Secondary stats. Allowed 8.2 yards per attempt in Brazil, worst since 2022. Norman-Lott bio, 6'3", 300 pounds, all Big Ten. His preseason versus Cardinals had a forced fumble. Reed, he's learning fast, expect rotation soon. This roundup's got me hyped despite the L redemption arc incoming. You, Chiefs Nation, let's break down what this all means for the 2025 grind. Starting with the secondary saga, that Brazil beatdown highlighted a glaring vulnerability. Herbert's 318 yards came on a parade of open receivers. McDuffie battled, but the depth chart's thin without Snead's shutdown presence. NFL.com analysis post-game, off-season losses turn the unit into a sieve. Expect QBs to test it weekly. Implications? Steve Spagnuolo will blitz more, taxing the front 4, but if Omar Norman-Lott returns healthy, his interior rush projected 6 to 8 sacks forces quick throws, buying time for DBs. Without it, they could allow 250-plus passing yards per game, turning winnable matchups like versus Lamar Jackson into shootouts. Hypothetical: if the secondary holds versus the Ravens' deep threats, we steal a 24-20 win and build momentum. But if not? 1 to 3 start looms, per those ESPN sims where secondary woes doom them to 9-8 and no playoffs. Flip to the bright side. Hollywood Brown's full recovery is an offensive earthquake. 13 months sidelined, but week 1 showed vintage speed. That 32-yarder burned Asante Samuel Jr., opening lanes for Kelce's T-screen TD. ESPN projects Brown for 900 yards and 6 TDs if healthy, diversifying beyond Rice and Worthy, who's day-to-day with that knee tweak. Impact? Nagy's scheme thrives on vertical threats. Brown's YAC leadership top 5 league-wide already pulls safeties, freeing underneath routes. Last year, without reliable WR2, Mahomes was schemed into predictability. Now, expect 28 to 30 PPG. My prediction: Brown hits 1,000 yards, Mahomes tops 4,500 passing with 35 TDs. The O-line gels post-Brazil, only 2 sacks allowed, and Reed's play-calling wizardry turns this into a top 3 unit. Why still favorites despite the sim doom and gloom? Because it's the Chiefs' resilience is DNA. AP News post-loss, sloppy start but regroup mode activated. They've bounced from worse. Nagy's Mahomes praise underscores the leadership edge. Every year a challenge, Pat embraces it. Fan polls on Arrowhead pride? 68% say playoffs lock, citing the schedule's early soft spots post-Ravens versus Colts, Raiders. Hypothetical interaction. Imagine Worthy returns week 3 speed duo with Brown torches secondaries. Chiefs go 4-1 by October. Bold prediction: 12-5 record, AFC West crown, Mahomes MVP runner-up. Secondary fixes via trades? Possible, but Spags disguises top 10 disguise rate, keep him elite. Other AFC teams faltered too. Bengals D worse, Broncos middling, Chiefs' floor is playoffs. Trust the process. This loss? Fuel for fire. Expanded. Secondary deep, puff film, busted coverages on 40% of deep throws. Watson's tackling missed 2 needs work. Norman Lott tie-in. His 2024 college stats 9 sacks project to disrupt like Jones, who had a mental error in Brazil. Brown impact stats. In Baltimore prime, averaged 14.5 YPC. Chiefs version? 16+. Simulations breakdown. In 10K runs, secondary allows plus 200 pass id/game in 55% scenarios, but Mahomes plus 150 EPA offsets. Fan poll details. Reddit thread 75% optimistic, citing reads 75% win rate after losses. Hypotheticals. V's. Bills Week 5, Brown Burns trade Davius White for 120 ids. V's Eagles rematch. Mahomes avenges with 400 total ids. Predictions table. Category prediction rationale record 12-5 rebound wins in div. Mahomes stats 4,800 pass ids, 38 TDs legs plus arm post W1. Brown ids 1,050 full health unlock. Secondary EPA plus 2.5 Spags adapts. Why favorites? Walter Football ranks him number 2 AFC, Sky Sports, vulnerable but talented. Nagy, deep passing focus 20+, YD completions up 30% in camp. This analysis screams bounce back. Chiefs Kingdom, your turn to sound off. After that Brazil buzzkill, do you think the Chiefs make the playoffs in 2025 straight, yes or no? And what's the X factor? Hollywood Brown speed saving the day, or does the secondary doom us like those ESPN Sims? Drop your wildest predictions in the comments. Will Mahomes out MVP himself with 40 TDs? Is Omar Norman Lott the rookie droy? And for Week 2 versus the Ravens, revenge on Lamar or another heartbreaker? Vote in the poll. Chiefs win total, over 11.5 or under. Engage below, reply to fans' best take gets pinned, and shout it out next vid. Let's rally. Your passion fuels the kingdom. Comment now.